All right, it's been a New York year since I've done a new video. Here I am, no pun intended, fragrances for New York. It's a special release to New York by one of the beloved fragrance houses on my channel here. Stay tuned for this one. I also have on wearing today I wore the Bogue last night, a little something from a company called Evokes. Excited to have Bogue, I Love YY, on the channel. Bogue is a favorite back on the channel. Antonio's had a few other perfumes. One from Zoologist been on the channel. I get to know his work really well. His masterful way of concocting loud, in-your-face compositions. They just dance. They just sing on you. Awesome compositions. If you watch my Mim, if you watch my you know the love I have for this guy and his house. Anyway, stay tuned for the review. Bogue, I Love YY. I think that stands for Ylang Ylang. That's what I'm guessing. It's the first ingredient listed in it to play on the famous I Love New York graphic that 70s artist came up with it. It's documented on the web. I've known about it forever. The t-shirts, it's one of the most studied marketing things in colleges. T-shirts sell like crazy, represents the city. It's simple. It's a play on that. This comes in at $245 for 50 ml. He just raised the bar and is taking himself to $5 an ml. Forget that $3 mark. He's going to $5. Antonio Gardani is the he I'm talking about. Been on the channel a few times. Love this guy's work. Will continue to feature this guy on my channel. I'm going to go 60-40 on this. That still puts it in a unisex range. I would swing the 60 up to the feminine with the strong florals, whatnot, guys. If you love the strong florals, you stick it at 50-50. You won't even notice at all. I would say anywhere 60-40 in my ranges, it's still unisex. It's just a taste thing. I mentioned it many times. I want better words to describe our masculine and feminine pendulum swing, but I'm using it. That's what I got. So that's where I'm putting it. This is exclusive to Lucky Scents opening in New York City. You have to go there to get it or know somebody there to get it for you. Notes include Ylang Ylang, grapefruit, jasmine, rose, tonka, violet leaf, vanilla, benzoin, and cedar. Nutty, sweet, floral, grimy, buzzed. These are clear words that come to mind when I first put on this perfume. Bogue's DNA is undeniably behind all of this. This is a scent I can imagine New York smelling like. This is a scent I can get behind. I can get behind creating from the smells of a city, the experience of a city. This hits at home for me like nobody's business. My first time ever in New York City, I came out of a Hotel New York, the hotel that has New Yorker on top of it, New Yorker Hotel, right across the street from Madison Square Garden. If you're fans of B&H Photo and Video, they're a block from there also, their flagship store. My 48 hours prior to coming out of that building is a story in itself. I'm getting to that city. It was in my early 20s. I had no money, but I had free tickets with stipulations. And I wasn't going to put up with any, I played the rules. I got to New York, it took me 48 hours, a night in an airport, a night in a flooded Seattle, but I made it to New York City a day after they opened Christmas, the lighting of the tree. I stepped out of the New Yorker. I don't have a clue about New York City. I've never seen no maps. We didn't have iPhones back then to map us around to everywhere where you're going. My first thought of New York City was, I got lost in Portland for like the first 6 months I was here and couldn't find my way out. And I'm like, if I can't figure out Portland, how am I going to ever figure out New York? I step out of this hotel, something about the city. You've heard me talk about perfume. Cities do the same thing, evokes this energy, this adventuring, I call it energy, where I just want to get my Lewis Clark on and explore the city. I don't care where I'm going. I just want to be in it and take steps forward. I did have 2 hours to make it to Times Square to meet my wife for dinner, who was on a separate business trip, not knowing left, right, east, west. I put my head down and just followed the noise. I followed the lights, the energy, the flow of traffic, the food, and yes, even the smells. This is the smell of finding your way to Times Square for me. My first thoughts of arriving at Times Square was this place actually exists. I grew up seeing this thing on commercials, on movies, on TV shows, on the Today Show. I mean, I knew the whole transformation of Times Square from its dirty days to the marquee billboards that are like none other in the world that it's become today. As soon as I walked in, it was just a surreal moment I'll never forget. Just all the photographs I've studied, seen in magazines, I just couldn't believe it was a real place. Just a surreal moment. Been to many, many cities since, never had that kind of experience since then. Maybe the Eiffel Tower will be like that. I don't know, but that's how Times Square was. One of those cities that just encaptures a ton of visual memory and evokes emotion. I am now instantly brought back with a perfume that I now have to have. Evokes a new memory that will exist in my collection that I can pull up on every spray of the bottle and wearing of the day. Day changer. I say this all the time, love perfumes that bring back memories. I'm gonna love to have this one for that. This thing goes on sale. Notice I'm putting this in the middle of my video, so I know a lot of people won't stick around for this, but here's your gem. This thing goes on sale in November to a worldwide audience and online Lucky Scent. And I'm sure the last time Lucky Scent had a limited edition from Bogue, I think it lasted 3 hours. So I'm letting you know, I'll be looking for it. Notes compared to the perfumers. In Mim, I pick up a very drunken lavender, I like to call it. Here in I Love YY, it is a drunken Ylang Ylang. I get a very nutty top to the fragrance, not sure where it comes from, not listed, but on the top, a very just fresh nut comes off the top of it. A dense grapefruit and lavender add to the whole liqueur effect, that drunken effect that I was talking about with the drunken Ylang Ylang, the exact drunken effect that I smell in Mim that is layered on top of a red rose. A woody vanilla is also drenched in all of this love. Tonka is with that. The Bogue DNA has always been boozy to me in the form of rum, a sugared spirit that is made for pirates and the like. Mim lovers, I have a feeling you're really gonna love this one. It's a nice change-up of notes, but you still get all that Mim love in there. You're not getting the lavender, but you're getting other notes with just that backing, that drunken backing. And this time, the woody nuances, a little bit of that vanilla nuance with it. The base and Bogue Accord have a very, very similar feeling and air to them on both Mim and YY. This, I would say, fits in really well to the house, and I call it a close cousin to Bogue Mim. As far as this perfume, I only found one clear transition of the fragrance. And in the transition, the violet leaf takes front and center stage, provides a familiar greenness to the composition that is now backed by a heavy cedar vanilla with that tonka vanilla. Florals remain throughout the end of the perfume. And then all the base layers are a signature to the dry down of the fragrance. 3 to 4 hours, you're gonna get a dry down with the greenness, the wood, the vanilla, and that violet leaf greenness in the form of that grassiness, greenness. If you're familiar with a lot of fougères, that green filling you get in the mids of those, all backed up by that boozed Bogue DNA. Only knock I have for this overall is the price. I'm not really feeling the $5 an ml per what ingredients he gives us. It is that exclusive flair. They do sell out fast. He does have a name for himself. I am going to buy this. So there's all of that combined. Don't blame it at all. But just putting that out there in my review to make it complete. Overall, this is what it is. Fits into the house. great Bogue flair with new notes with it that evoke new memories for me. Yes, I went into it wanting to smell New York, and yes, I came out of it smelling New York. That's why I buy perfume. That's why I collect perfume, is to wear it and escape in my days, my busy days that I have. Scoring, Bogue, I love YY. Experience overall 13 out of 15. Branding and originality, a 3 out of 5. Projection, sillage, a 4 out of 5. Longevity, a 4 out of 5. The composition, 17 out of 20. Ingredients and price to ml, the only real doc I have here, 18 out of 25. Top, heart, and base, 10, 5, and 8. Total score of 82. I am going to buy a bottle of this. My Who, What, Where, and Why is back. We're going to do that. For me, I would personally use this any time of day. Only the most dressed up of days I would skip wearing this fragrance. I would wear it all year long easily. Who do I see wearing this one? Gotta have crazy personalities, great wit. Seth Rogen, that's who I see wearing this one. Get him a bottle. Get him a bottle. He'll like it. 3 to 5 sprays for me. Wanted to get this review up. You guys know why. It's going to be released in a couple weeks here. Get on it. I want you guys to know, my few subscribers to know, I bring the good stuff. I share my good stuff. I share the stuff I buy, not promoted, stuff I put my money into. That's why I'm so sharp with my opinion, because I can say what I want because I spent my money. They don't owe me. Anyways, that's my review of Bogue. I love Bogue. You guys know that. You guys all be blessed. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day.